Friends. Konnichiwa or Kumbawa, if you're, welcome. Welcome to Gaijin no Nihon Densha, eh? Or you guys can just call me Gaijin, if you like. I know some of the UK chaps have a bit of trouble with my usernames. Oh, I changed too much. Well, yes, it has back and forth, and I'm going to come on to some of that in a moment. But yeah, it's been a back and forth. But no, the Japanese one, Gaijin no Nihon Densha A. But yeah. Christopher will do, if you really want. But yes, not Chris. Not Chris, I'm Christopher. But anyway, I hope you're all well. I'm just getting over a cold myself, which brought with it a stomach bug, which, is all fun. Yeah. So, let's get on to that name changing thing anyway. So, I like to think that in my hobby life there's a great pendulum. This is what I came up with. The great pendulum that swings back and forth. And this explains why I sometimes verge towards the Great Western or the LNER or the LNS. Sometimes I saw them, mostly South East in Chatham, but sometimes I saw them through UK trains, or it used to swing across the pond more towards America and Canada. Not so much these days. Just I realise I'm not ever going to have the room to run what I'd like to run. That's in that country, those countries. It swings across the channel to Europe. Kind of occasions, But yes. But that's the best way I can think to talk about how my ideas change and why the channel name changes. Now, Woodgate Junction was the layout, and it used to be attached to the wall there. And it would fold down, and yeah, double track main line, and yeah, good fun, good layout. It was taken out for me, super cool. I therefore went off, stopped using it, but it just got taken down because it was taking up space. It stuck out from the wall so much as well to allow for buildings and things on it. So yeah, So that's where that name came from. But it's just trying. I've been spending some days, because obviously with the car being out of action, it is back in action. The one time I ventured out today was to go and collect it. Yeah. These potholes, eh? Yes. Once bitten, twice shy, I think is the phrase. But yeah. Fortunately, it's not dented my toy train fund too greatly. Obviously, it just dented the ability to share Surinamichi with people in Norwich. Not the National Railway Show. So now the next outing for this layout is the Severn Valley Railway Show at the beginning of May. Looking forward to that one. And as you may have noticed, I've been looking at the videos here, I've been doing quite a few UK related videos. It's been really, really fun. It has been really fun doing UK stuff. It's been fun in regards to having some experiences otherwise I wouldn't have done. I wouldn't have gone to Ali Pali, for instance, necessarily. People I met up with there went because I suddenly said, "Are you going? I'll go if you go," sort of thing. So had that experience. Also, I went to see the Class 37 on Wednesday. And I picked up some British Engage bits. I've actually got some British 00 bits on order as well as Engage. Do I plan to build a layout for those? No. not for the British Engage, no, everyone on here, or other Engage layouts I build for Japan. Because this is something I've realised tonight, and I was going to come back to this is something I've realised tonight actually. It's come cold and hard onto me, because I have today received a Class 37 that I ordered to recreate the one I saw on Wednesday. Now I'm not going to touch it. I've tested it, I've run it in. It's a second-hand one anyway, new to me, in Load Haul livery. I just want to make sure I'm definitely wanting to model this loco. More than, that was a bit of a spur of the moment purchase, and if I ultimately don't want to do that one, at least I can reset it as is without me doing anything to it prior. There's nothing wrong with it as a model. It's part of a twin pack Load Haul twin pack. It's had the sound chip removed that prior to it coming to me. So obviously because it's twin pack, it doesn't have the big box it all came in. Sorry, I realised I've got really chicken feathers almost stuck about ready to haircut. But yeah, so potentially if anyone's interested, there could be a 37 for sale soon. Double O gauge, Batman one. I have a Akura Scale 57XX with sound coming tomorrow. That was a real, because of this cold, I was so wretched Saturday night. It was keeping me awake all night, and yeah, browsing the internet, felt sorry for myself, and click later. In instalments, not a one whole purchase of that amount. That would be a bit insane even for me. But yes, that one, I don't know. I've already had misgivings about the idea of doing it. I love pannier tanks. I love the Great Western, love pannier tanks. I still don't see an awful lot on this one over the Bachmann one. I thought if I'm going to get one, I might as well get with sound. It's the only one I had in Great Western pretty actually available anyway. But yeah, I am tempted to not even open the parcel and just request a return on that one. You've got 14 days in the UK with online purchases to change your mind. You don't have to supply a reason. So I'm tempted to. It seems a bit of a shame on the one hand, but on the other hand, then that's the whole thing in my head, and I was like, I don't know whether I do or not. The 37 is nice. I've got plenty of panniers. I brought a new pannier at Ali Pally, so it's not like I'm wanting for pannier tanks. But it sort of started a process off in me, and that pendulum started to swing again. And you know where this is heading anyway. But, Wednesday I had dinner, katsu curry, by the way, with turkey actually rather than chicken. And it was turkey crown that we've got for Easter, leftovers. I chopped it up, it's got bacon on top as well. So yeah, that was lovely. And I'd said to my friends, I said, I sort of step back from the Japanese stuff for a bit. And I said, the fire's gone out in my D51. The fire's gone out, it's going to have to stand cold in the siding until I'm ready for it. Well, some bugger has relit the fire, and it's now a roaring inferno in me. And I was chatting to my friends tonight, and I was talking to one of them, and I was sort of saying, and as I was talking, I was like, oh yeah, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and I started working on the layout. I've got figures here. I've lost a crow, I've added a crow, lost another one. Crow's 150 times smaller than the real life ones. Oh, sorry. Yeah. And I'm not even sure you can see it properly where it is anyway. I might have to move it somewhere else. Might have to move it down onto the porch of the building just to think. But yes. Yeah, it's sort of snowballed. I've got the Torii Gate from the Shrine Maiden set on there. There's the Shrine Maiden herself. So I've been doing work on this, and as you can probably hear in the background, and don't worry, the rest of this video is train running clips. Well, it will be when I film them. I just find it easier to talk than show trains. I could do a voiceover later, but then I need to make sure I've filmed enough clips on my waffle. Anyway, yeah, basically just realising how rewarding this was, how satisfying it was. And is it not, it's not a case of, a bit like when I was taking a break from Japanese stuff, I kept saying, I'm not doing anything with any of this. I'll say again, I'm not doing anything with any of this. There are, you can't actually, no, you can just see one, you can see the corner, the very corner of your screen, right there. That's the Stockton Darlington Railway 200 year anniversary wagon for the NRM. So yeah, there is something British you can see easily. Oh, and actually no, you can see them. There's some there, and yeah, that one. That's the castle there, and that one is National Cold War Blue Gen 94. That one there. So nothing happened in those, and I have one of each of the halls that Farish are doing, the modified and unmodified. I got one of each of those on order. I've got Class 66 from Revolution on order. Michael Portillo named one. I do kind of feel I should get the other one on order at some point, the one named after the first female train driver. I'll look into that. So I've made a couple of the pre-orders tonight, so with hobby search, so yeah. Gonna make sure it all fits in properly, but yes, I'd like to get a pair of them really, because it feels a bit churlish otherwise. So I've got the stuff for the British Engage. 00 wise, got a few bits coming. Can't actually remember what. It's limited time, which is a bit. No, I can remember, but it's there are 2 Manning Wardles. Wagons, Evolution coaches, Great Western Evolution coaches, all different wagons. A county class from Rapido, which I'm all thinking about upping to sound. Have to have a look at that. But a county class, you can always get the sound chip later, I'll probably leave it as it is. 2 of the 009 Sedars, and a 009 wagon. And then next year's allocation. There's a small Prairie from Rapido with sound, and 2 Aberdares, one with sound, one without, one with red frames, and one without. The sound one has black frames. It's the main livery that I like for the GWR. I love the red frame one, but the main era I'd want to model would be the 1923 to 34 livery, 1921 to 34 livery. Yes, that's the one got with sound coming, but that's Q3 next year. I've got the Railway Children set with sound on order. That's next year, or the year after now anyway. So, think how long Ivor's taken to come. So far, it's that sort of lead time, because you've got to develop it all properly, haven't you? So yeah, there's a few things. Nothing's going to happen to those. Will I model out for those ones? Yeah, there will be something. There will be something. In here, I don't know. Because an Inglenook, yes. I'm sort of thinking of it over there. This one, Surinamichi, is going to lift, rotate 90 degrees, go over there. And then basically, in this space, I've got some boards. I had custom, basically it's a kit custom made for this area here. Get that up here, get that assembled. And then on top of that, I think I'm just going to use that as basically a base table. On top of that, I want to then have some sort of baseboard that I can still lift. So that means I need to move Surinamichi out of the way first. And so I can lift it up like a car bonnet. Maybe that's what I'm thinking at the minute. It's like a car bonnet. You can lift it up, prop it up somehow, and I can do my electrical wiring for lighting and stuff underneath. And put it back down again, because I want to have the buildings lit again. I've got rural Japan here with this layout. I kind of want that towards the city one, not in the inner city, but towards the city one. And that's what some of these figures behind me are for. Got different school children. They're 3D printed. They're very good, printed in colour. Same company did these. I'll show you these as a bit more brightly coloured. They might show up a bit better in the cutters than that. These ones are for this layout. But yeah, you know, a small cityscape layout to suit my more modern stock. And anyway, so yes, I was thinking about all this, looking at these things, and the minute I started waxing lyrical to friends, the fire. Imagine picturing this big D51 in the fire is now not just being lit, it's building, the steam's been getting up. And by the time I was talking to another friend and telling him about the audiobook I've been listening to, very good by the way, I think it's called the Yamada-san Chronicles or something like that. If you go and search Yamada, 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 yeah. You'll probably come up with it. There's one like this. It's The War God's Son is the third book, but very, very good. And I want to put some of the characters from that on this now as well, as they suit this one more than they do the Cityscape one. And by that time, the safety valve roaring off my D51 is ready to leave the station now. It's ready to leave to go and get its coaches or its wagons, you know. So yeah. So when I was about to change the channel, because I couldn't change, when I was in Brian's stream the other day, I couldn't change the @ handle to Woodgate Junction. I had to wait so many days for it let me do it. It says something itself, doesn't it? But I actually went on, and rather than doing that, I went, no, the channel is going to be go back to Gaijin no Nihon Densho AI, because it's A, by the way, not AI. A. It's really unfortunate that there's no decimal points between it, so that's how you know the difference. Yeah, that is because that is this channel, and that is me. And the more I realise that, the more I need to realise that, really. Which is a really weird thing to say, but it makes sense to me, and that's what matters. The more I realise it, the more I know I need to realise it. Does it mean I can't do British stuff? Absolutely not. Does it mean I can't go to shows and things? Absolutely not. And this is why I'm now pretty much convinced that I'm going to request a return of the Pannier before I even open the box. It would be, no doubt it's going to be a good model. If it isn't, yeah, a Kurosawa can be interesting, so I hear. We'll reserve judgment on that. Hopefully they're going to be marvellous with me. And so they're like, yeah, no problem, we'll take it back, because the parcel's not even been opened. You know, so you will have to fill in one of those forms and then put it in the parcel with that. What I'll do is I'll get one of those little plastic jackets to go on the outside. No, I'm not opening it. You can't accuse me of nothing. Yeah. I'm finding a way to trust the shop I use. I know I did mention it earlier. Again, I'm putting on all my orders in the notes box. Please do not combine with anything else. Hopefully it works. But I'm also making less orders at the minute, because obviously things to pay for already as well. Yeah, I've got a few things to do, some videos to make. Sorry, I know this is turning into a long one, isn't it? We'll do a couple of clips of trains running, and then what I'll do is tomorrow when I get back, while dinner's doing, I'll take a longer running session video on this layout. With the trains you'll see in a minute, starting us off, and then with some others running. Just don't want to waste too much of your time. But I think videos like this are important because they might help someone else who's feeling the same way. And if you are feeling the same way and you do feel like you butterfly around the hobby too much or what have you, or you buy first and you don't think, you know, there's always options. There's always options you know, sell it on. Or, I mean, if I hadn't got any other pannier tanks, I'd possibly look at doing this with that one. Another one coming tomorrow. But obviously I've got loads. I like those pannier tanks I've got. Or British chain gauge there. Or indeed, right, this is very pertinent in a way. Or indeed, Märklin 3 rail AC steam locomotives. You don't have to get rid of them. You could keep them. And it's a thing I was put onto from someone that's my mum really, who's reading for books in the book world. Massive collection of books in there. They're there ready for you when you're ready for them. They're not wasting space, they're not a pile of shame or anything like that. They're waiting for you to be ready for them. All this is patiently sat for the past 3 months or so and patiently waited for me. Waiting for me to be ready, and that's the message I wanted to put out to you, is that the hobby you want to do, or the trains you want to do, are waiting for you. Patiently waiting. So yeah, you know, oh, I bought this, I don't have the room to run it yet, or I don't have a layout for this yet, or it's wasted. No, it's not wasted, it's waiting for the time when you're ready or able to commit to doing what you want to do with it. If you never do, is it really a bad thing? No. If, when my time comes, which, you know, I'm hoping it never will, because I tend to live forever or die in the attempt. If I've never done anything with this, there's going to be a borderline pristine BR52 in SNCB livery that someone else is going to get. They might enjoy this and get to run it and play with it, and you know, it's been looked after because it's sat in its box safely with me for a while. So, you know, it's one of them, isn't it? So yeah, so you just want to put that message on. Hopefully it helps people. I'd like to think that going forwards though, I don't have to make any more of these videos, because I don't want to make any more of these type of videos unless it's a mental health tip that I've found useful, or something to explain a thought process on something like that. But I'd rather do ones actually of real trains, the model railway running, or doing something with these. And I've done how to fit couplings and things. I mean, I do have, this is a video that comes to mind, would this be of interest to anyone? I've got these two trams. Whee! I've got this tram. Sorry for the history of the world, isn't it? God's given me these 12 commandments. But, yeah, Mel Brooks film. But yes, so I've got two of these, two different running numbers. Yeah. And I've got the stuff to motorise them. If you want to see how that's done, I've got the workbench cleared now again. I can actually do these videos. I've got an aeroplane to build for this layout. A YS11, a indigenous Japanese twin engine turboprop powered by Rolls-Royce Darts. These are Darts, yeah. But yeah, from the post-war era. I mean, it's a military one, but it looks more like an airliner than it does than the F-86 Sabre does. That's currently on the layout, and I'd rather have that, something like that, on here than a clear jet fighter. So yeah, so I've got to build that before the Sunday show, ideally. So yeah, there's plenty of videos to come out. I probably won't video the building of that one. I'll just sort of go, hey, it's here now, look. But yeah, fitting of the motor and that to those, absolutely could do that. There's a lot I can do. There's really I could do more in-depth videos on the stuff that arrives, the Omi line, electric, I still haven't done the Shinkansen running video, where I run the Evangelion first car on the front of my 500 series. Now really it should be a full train decorated like that, but unless someone's going to front up the £700 or so that's going to be needed, plus the import tax for that amount, that's a scary amount, then that's going to be the best I can do. If you do want to, by the way, and I'll take it as a gift, absolutely, that'd be great. So don't let me stop you. But yes, you know, so I've got those to do. I know that's going to be of interest. People love the Shinkansen, they love the bullet trains. And now I've been watching a couple of channels, Trains of Thought and Leopard's Tail particularly. Still working through Leopard's Tail. I'm on episode 104. Well, I've just finished that one. I'm up to 105 next. And their talk of automation is getting me thinking, because it's all about they're running essentially block trains with block detection and everything as well, but basically set brakes, which is what the Japanese do, or what, you know, how these are all set up to run. And I'm thinking, could I do a layout with some automation on it like that? I have ideas for an exhibition layout which could be quite fun. And if you could have some automation on it running away in the background, then wow. Because Leopard's Tail has said some of what he's done, and I'd reach out to him, to be fair, to sort of go, hey, you know, you said it should be doable in analog, not DC, analog. Analog and digital. Yeah, you know, if it can be, then that's going to be huge for this idea, because it means I can spend more time at the front of the layout talking to people that are coming to see it. Yeah. So that's going to be a fun one. But yes, I've got plenty of ideas, and I've got some ideas for automation here as well. 009, I would briefly cover that one. So basically the idea is Kato do a oval of track in 009 now, in their Unitrack form. They do a point, I think, it's coming in the end of the month, this country, I think it's here, into stock. And basically though, this little set comes with a controller, and it fits the footprint of a piece of A3. So I'm thinking I build a layout in that footprint, an A3 sheet. Very simple, real roundy. I can get the small Englands, the large Englands. I'm going to give them suitably Japanese names. The obvious one is Princess, which is going to become Hime, which is Japanese word for princess. So Hime. So if anyone's watched Princess Mononoke or Studio Ghibli, then that's, if you see it written in our alphabet, but in the Japanese format it is Mononoke Hime. Princess Mononoke. Yeah, Hime. So yeah. And that's basically my Sadasa for that as well. So I have got Diana on order. Diana is not staying as Diana, it's going to receive a suitable name. But yes, so be a little Japanese 009, let me do some HO modelling in, technically HOE I suppose, but using 009 models as opposed to using HOE models 009. There's a lot of else to do here, and why not say, theirs is no more right or wrong than mine. Yeah, just basically just to be able to have a little, you know, this is also Kato, which I could even take to a show with this layout, really. There is another display board that comes off the back. I've got one for the controller, there's one that used to have an iPad on it, which showed the build process, but I'm thinking it could sit on there and sit and just whir away to itself and go, yeah, this is also Kato. Because I have put the Kato Circus sticker on the front. It's got the QR code for people to scan and find out more about that. Not sponsored at all by them, just I truly believe in this system. So yeah. But yes, that's the plan for the 009. So nothing extravagant there either, really. But yeah, as far as my 00 goes, something. It will be at least an Ingleduck shunting puzzle, which is fine for my panniers. It's fine for everything I've got on order, basically. I'm going to make it work for a small tender engine, so my city or the county might struggle. We'll see. But the city should be able to operate. The Aberdare should be able to operate on it. The panniers and that definitely will. So, you know, it's and the Manning Morgans and that definitely will. So yeah, a little Ingleduck shunting puzzle for them. Beyond that, I mean, the evolutions are there in case I take City Truro anywhere, because it's going to be City Truro, that one. Take it anywhere, and I'm able to give it a run. It's got some coaches to pull, you know, so one of them. But yes, my focus is an all-out, yeah, Japanese. I don't know how much more British I'll buy into the future. We'll see. You know, I might get some UK outline coaches, some Mark 1s or something that I can just stick behind what I've got here. Because of my illness, I wasn't able to do the video on the D600 there. I got the North British Warship that I've got over the weekend. I've got wagons, which some of you would have seen on Instagram or Facebook, being pulled by Wagoner on this layout. Yeah, apart from that, yeah. Anyway, I will give you a quick shot of these running, and that is really it for now. As far as I can think, quickly, this is the time to say it. Yeah, no, that's it for now. I just wanted to try and keep you all up to date, and I know it's a hell of a lot of waffle, there's a lot to take in. It's a very boring video, I grant you. The only other thing I can think of doing is maybe I could put a voiceover, but then, turn this into audio and use it as voiceover. But then when I hold up these, it's going to be weird. I don't have anything else I show to camera. So yeah, sorry about that. But at least you know, after this video, there will be bits to camera, but it's going to be mostly doing. Mostly doing. And trains and the running shots of that. I just noticed we've got some whites. Is that weird? Get some bushes on that, cover it over a bit. Yes, just down by the bridge there. But yeah, it's always lots of different jobs to do in the layout. But no, the water is still a little tacky, I've got to say. Now whether that's the wooden seats that's seeping up, or the effects I put on, the AK effects I put on not quite drying properly, remains to be seen, but it's a lot drier than it was. Which is superb. So I've got more confidence over time this is going to get harder and harder and harder, which is good. And it's not cracked anywhere, so that's good. But yeah, I'll let you see some trains. But anyway, till next time, enjoy the trains next. If you've lasted this long, thank you from the bottom of my heart. It is really appreciated. I don't start these videos thinking I'm going to speak for hours. I actually try and think I sort of speak for as short as possible. And I don't expect anyone to listen to everything that I've said. But if you've got questions, the information might be there, so maybe just recheck that, but if not, see you in the comments. Remember to be nice to people, remember to be kind and all that good stuff. And yeah, arigato gozaimashita, take care all, and sayonara. Don't forget the trains are running after this, but yeah, in a bit. stoves that you can see glowing in there. It runs in winter, that train.